What's up everybody, welcome to Car Question, Matt with
James.
And this week we are driving
the first family EV roller from Kia, the EV9.
Oh wow, look at that, this is one unique styling. So we are now entering the 3-row territory because there was not a lot of competition. Maybe the Volvo EX90 and maybe Rivia, but otherwise than that?
How many Rivian do you see in Canada?
Not a lot, but how many Kia do you see in Quebec?
S-ton.
So will the EV9 be a hit? I kind of think so. So you can tow with it and it's fully electric. And how about the new philosophy of Kia that you can see through that vehicle when you look at the exterior, and it's a big wow.
Yes, first of all, based on the eGMP platform, this vehicle has such a unique styling. It's a square design, the length is 5 meters long bumper to bumper, and the wheelbase is 3.1 meters. This vehicle is really elegant, and the color, what about the color? This ocean blue, wow.
You've got 2 new colors also, and the unique styling also is really in the front headlamp. Look at all those little LED lights, and how about the design that you can customize to make your EV9 really unique?
Yes, if you subscribe to a monthly payment, you can have your unique grille of EV9.
Can you custom them yourself?
No, not yet. You cannot do obscene gestures with those lights.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. But how about the possibility to customize whatever we want for those headlights? Maybe I would pay for that, because the kids today with the Fortnite thing, you know, they buy skins, they buy victory dance. Maybe we are not used to that and we cannot understand that. But paying for those LED lights for a subscription, tell me what you think about that in the comment down there below. But when you look also at the exterior of the vehicle, how about those wheels? Oh, not sure there.
21-inch alloy wheel with a little plastic on the cover, and the design is so special. There's also 19 and 20 inches, each of them has a unique styling. It's there, yes, for the aerodynamic, but it's really special, Matt.
Yeah, how about the drag coefficient though? It's really low. You can compare that to an EV6, even if the vehicle is so square.
It's 0.28, and do you notice also the rear wiper? It's hidden under the spoiler.
Yes, and when it comes dark, you know what? This is one great looking vehicle. The lights play a big role, and when you check the rear lights, you can see a little bit of Telluride inspiration though.
You're right.
So the exterior design is a big thumbs up, because I love how that vehicle look, even if you go for a base model and even if you go for a GT-Line. But once you're gonna get inside, wow, is Kia a brand of luxury now?
I don't know, it seems like it. The interior is minimalist, but of good taste.
Yeah, when you talk about minimalist, it's because of all the physical buttons that you can find. Those are pretty easy to use, but they create a great mix-up between those that you're gonna see once you turn on the vehicle. And how about the tactile screen? Yes, it's a dark and white interior, but hey, when you look at the details, when you look at how everything is built inside, and also that eco-friendly material, it's a big thumbs up.
Yes, partially recycled materials, bioplastic, and synthetic leather seats without that chemical paint for the color.
How about those multimedia screen? Well, here we go again, 12.3 inches dual screen in the instrument cluster and right there in the center screen. But there's a new thing for Kia though.
Yes, a 5-inch screen between the two 12.3-inch displays. It's all for the climate control, and the steering is kind of in the way of touching that screen.
Well, you can press though on the plus and you will have fully access to that big screen with all the climate info. That multimedia system is really easy to use, but once again, it's fast, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless, and the next thing you know, you're gonna get used to it pretty fast. Now, how about the steering wheel with the drive mode and the terrain mode button? Once again, original. The way that you're gonna turn on and turn off the vehicle right there on that handle, and it's gonna be used also to put the vehicle into gear. Center console, minimal button, but you got the tactile thing right there that you can press with your finger and customize all that multimedia system, and also how you're gonna be comfortable inside.
Yes, it saves your settings. That's pretty cool.
Yes, and thanks to the flat floor, you've got that clever storage, a central console over here, and once you get to the rear, to the second row, you can pull that out and use the table. You've got also different massage that you can get. If you put the vehicle into sports mode, it will hold you onto into place, and you can get something for your tush down there also. You just press and it's gonna move and keep you awake if you like those kind of thing. First, when I saw the headrest, I was not sure about that, but you know what? It's such a comfortable vehicle. Even in the second row, you can press on lazy boy mode, and next thing you know, you just take your headrest, adjust it to your head, and you're gonna be able to sleep back there. In the final row though, you're gonna make sure that you won't get crunched. You know why? Because even if the front passenger is moving its seats back, you don't have to yell if he's too close to you. As soon as it's gonna feel something, it's gonna move a little bit further. And how about that huge trunk connectivity button to access everything? Even in your seat, James, you have button to make sure that you can adjust it while going forward or rear. On top for adult, on the side for children. Wow, Kia really think about everything here.
And the storage is really generous. 573 liters with the third row up and down. It's 2,314 liters.
But hey, let's talk about power and engine.
The battery we have here in the GT line is the 99.8 kilowatt hour battery. Depending on the trim, it's a max range of 489 kilometers. On the base trim though, it's 370 kilometers. On the all-wheel drive GT line, it's 439 kilometers, but for a Land trim, it's 451 kilometers.
You can go with a rear-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive configuration, small or big battery. This is the way in those kind of electric vehicle. But hey, let's talk about power. 379 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. That's really powerful for a three-row vehicle. On our test drive, we did not have the chance, to test the charging capability. But this vehicle is capable to do from 10% to 80% in 24 minutes if you're going to be able to find one of those really fast and super powerful charging station. But hey, we're going to test that a little bit later. Feel free to tell us how charging is going with your EV9 if you got one in the comment section down there below. We're going to be able to tow with that vehicle 5,000 pounds if you got an all-wheel drive and you've got electric brakes on your trailer. If not, that will fall short to 1,653 pounds. And if you go for a wheel drive, you can still tow 2,000 pounds with electric brakes and 1,000 if you don't have them. So it's kind of powerful to bring all the toys for the family, and that's what I like from this vehicle. So let's talk about the driving behavior.
Good acceleration, 0 to 100 kilometers in 5 seconds. It's impressive how silent this vehicle is once you're riding. No cracking sound anywhere. It's comfortable also. The steering, it doesn't feel disconnected. There's no delay. It's really impressive.
You can also feel that center of gravity, which is kind of low. When you're riding other sport utility vehicle, you've got those body movement once you're going to enter a curve, once you're going to brake. This one feels pretty grounded, and that's what we like. As you step into acceleration mode, even if you see a curve ahead of you, it will take it, thanks to the large and those big tires though. But even if you're going to brake, it's powerful. And also into sports mode, it's way more reactive. And the thing that I really like is, yes, the comfort and how you can talk to each other, even if you're cruising along. This is a real highway cruiser. And how about that regenerative braking? Even if you put it into maximum power, it doesn't feel disconnect, and you will be able to get the maximum of that regenerative energy and put it back in the battery. And that's a big thumbs up to that too.
And finally, a real regenerative braking.
Yeah.
It seems like these days many manufacturers are leaving that option for a false one-pedal drive.
Yes, and comfort up here in the second row, in the last row, even if you're tall, you're gonna find that it's pretty amazing how much leg room, and even if you're in the back, you won't get sick. This is just gonna cruise along. Let's talk about though the electric consumption, the battery drain from all that power that you're gonna use on the road.
On the trip of 173 kilometers we did, it's 27.3 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers, but we did off-road, so you have to consider it. And on 1,150 kilometers, we're talking about 25.7 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer. That's great.
Yeah, let's talk about off-road. This vehicle has an all-wheel drive system. They kind of reconfigure how the all-wheel drive system works, sending how much amount of power. It will even disconnect if you're riding into eco mode and you don't need all the power to the front. Kia said that the economy is going to be around 8%. I'm going to take that to put that in the battery. And if you go into off-road, well, be careful. The ground clearance, I would have took a little bit of, a few inches to make sure we were okay. But as we climbed that hill, next thing you know, I was surprised the traction that this all-wheel drive system gave to us. I put it into terrain mode and access the sand mode, and there we go, we climbed that hill.
Not so tough after all.
Yeah, you're right, it's not really difficult. But hey, let's talk about price. How much for a base version, how much for the GT-Line we are driving.
Let's forget MSRP, let's forget you pay it cash. Let's talk about real thing. Financing with 60-month payments, 6.99 APR, and Matt, it's $1,200 a month, $72,000 with incentive. If you're going with a GT-Line with the land trim, $1,632 a month, $97,000 with incentives. That's a big amount of money.
That's a lot of money, but Kia entered that luxury territory. Do you think the price is okay? If yes, tell us in the comment. If no, tell us why in the comment section down there below. So what do we like and what do we don't like?
I don't really like that all-wheel drive is not standard on that kind of vehicle or an option on the base trim, because this is a family vehicle. It's questionable for the grille, the light design. You have to pay a subscription for that. What do you think? Tell us about that in the comment section down there below. Would you pay for that, Matt?
I'm not sure I would pay for the headlight design, but give me, let's say, a subscription for a drift mode with that over-the-air update system.
With the 3-seaters?
Yeah, why not? Just for just to brag about it, you know?
You're special, man.
Yeah. Otherwise, you've got also the kind of HVAC control that if your hands is there, you don't see anything, but you can press on the plus and get the full menu though. Also, a little bit of gremlins with that Android Auto feature. Was it my phone? Was it the cable? Was it the update? I don't know, but I tend to attract those kind of gremlins. But two cars, same problem though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but an update and it's done.
Maybe. We like the style, how practical this vehicle is, that build quality, no cracking, snap bubbles around. Even if we hit hard those gravel road, those sandy road, those bumpy road, it feels solid, and that's a big thumbs up for Kia. You've got also all the mix of electronic button, a tactile screen. You've got also the possibility to use those physical one. I dig that. There's all around the vehicle some things that are going to be useful and that the Korean seems to think about. That real regenerative braking system, comfort. So now, is Kia becoming a big luxury brand?
Seems like it, but Kia has done such a long road since that 15 years ago, the Rio, that cheap Rio, and now that flagship vehicle is just almost perfect.
Amazing. So remember guys that if you pre-order that, you're gonna get that soon, and it seems like finally somebody's gonna respect the order. If you go into a dealership and you place an order on that, even if it's a small dealership or a big one, Kia will have the list and it's gonna make sure that you're gonna get quickly that vehicle. That's gonna have to be seen though. So do you like the EV9 or not? What do you think about the price you need to pay for it? Comment section down there below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you another time on another video of car question. Bye bye.